Section 2.3, point slope form, is the equation that I have written here. So this equation, y minus y1 equals mx minus x sub 1, should be memorized so that way you know how to solve the problems on your test. So the way that this equation is used is we are going to input slope for m, and then we're going to input an ordered pair for x1 and y1. Let's look at the following examples. We want to find the equation of the line passing through 3, 4 with slope 3, and we'd like to write our final answer in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So the first thing we're going to do is take the information that's given, input it into point slope form. And 3, 4 is the ordered pair that you have to substitute for x1 and y1. Notice that I don't input anything for x and y. Those will stay the way they are. This is my actual equation for the line. However, we want to write our answer in slope-intercept form, so we just have to distribute 3 and then add 4 so we could solve for y. And then just add 4. And that's my final answer in slope-intercept form. Let's look at example B. So the information given for part B is a little bit different compared to A. We don't have the slope. And so if we're going to use point slope form, we need to calculate the slope. That way we can input it into our equation. So first we're going to find the slope. So this is an extra step compared to A. Find the slope using the formula for slope. So we're going to write 1 minus negative 4 plus 4, and then 3 minus negative 4, which becomes plus 4. And then, of course, we add, and we get our slope to be positive 5/7. So this number will go in for m, and then we need to input x1 and y1. Since we have 2 ordered pairs, just pick one of these points. It doesn't matter which one. Pick the one that's easiest. You'll get the same answer with either point. I'm going to use 3, 1, and then our slope, and we input into our point slope form. And then we need to solve for y to put our answer in slope-intercept form. So first distribute. Add 1, and since I need to add 1 to negative 15/7, what I'm going to do is rewrite 1 as 7/7. That way I have a common denominator and I can just combine these. So once you combine, we get our final answer. And so we have the equation of the line that passes through these 2 points. Second part of this section has the following question. So at the end of the section, you'll see some questions about parallel and perpendicular lines. Parallel lines, 2 parallel lines will have the same slope. and perpendicular lines have opposite reciprocal slopes or negative reciprocal slope. I'll show you how to do these. First question. Find the equation of the line that is parallel to 2x minus y equal to 4. And it has to contain the origin. The origin is just 0, 0. So how do I find a line that's parallel to this one? A line that's parallel to the one given has to have the same slope. What's the slope of this line? To figure out the slope, let's just take this equation, solve for y. And all I have to do to solve for y is add y and subtract 4. Once the equation is in slope-intercept form, you can easily get the slope. The slope is 2. So the line that's parallel to this one has to have the same slope and different y-intercept. So how do I get that line? Well, we're going to use the point 0, 0, slope 2, and then use point slope form, which let's just rewrite that out here. Okay, so I use the same equation as I did in the first two examples. Input your information, ordered pair, and slope. Simplify, and I get my answer. So the line y equals 2x is perpendicular to the line, or not perpendicular, sorry. Y equal to 2x is parallel to y equal to 2x minus 4. And now let's look at the last example. Find the equation of the line containing the point 2, 2 and perpendicular to this line. So the first thing you're going to do is solve for y to get the slope, and then I'll show you how to calculate the slope of a line perpendicular. So first, solve for y. Subtract 4x. Then we should divide by 3. Okay, the only reason we're solving for y again is just to get the slope. So a line that is perpendicular to this one has to have opposite reciprocal slope. So two things. The opposite of a negative number is positive, and the reciprocal is going to just be where you interchange numerator and denominator. So you have to use the opposite sign, positive, and then reciprocal. So we have to use a slope of 3 over 4. And then we have to use the point that's given and input this information into point slope form. And then solve for y. So let me show you. So we're going to write y minus 2 and then 3 over 4 x minus 2. And then we just want to distribute, add 2, simplify, and you have your answer. Okay, 3 over 4 times 2, we could reduce 4 and 2. That just reduces to 1 over 2. So what happens is we're just going to be left with 3 over 2. And then we're going to add 2 to both sides, but you need a common denominator. So instead of writing plus 2, we should write plus 4 over 2. That way we have the same denominator, and I could just combine the two terms, the two fractions. So here's my final answer. So for this section, just make sure that you memorize the formula for point slope form, and also you need to know the formula for slope, and you need to know that parallel lines have the same slope and perpendicular lines have opposite reciprocal slopes.